When a K-drama actor shows up with colored hair, it hits different. Like, we're used to seeing these perfectly polished leads with their signature dark locks, and then, boom, someone walks on screen with platinum blonde or pink hair, and suddenly the entire energy shifts. So we went through the mental catalog of every K-drama worth binged and pulled together 12 actors who absolutely committed to a hair color that should have been risky, but somehow became iconic. Let's jump in. 12. Lee Sung-kyung, reddish brown with pink highlights, cheese in the trap. Can we start by acknowledging that Baek In-ha's hair was designed to be as irritating as her personality? Because that reddish-brown base with those sharp pink highlights wasn't trying to be subtle. It was screaming, "I'm rich, I'm unstable, and I'm everyone's problem." The color complexity alone tells you everything. This girl's high maintenance in every possible way. K-drama stylists use this trick constantly. Layer on expensive-looking colors to signal wealth mixed with zero emotional control. What really gets the audience is how well it worked as villain styling. She's narcissistic, she's burning through family money like it's nothing, and according to fans, she's got 0% compassion for literally anyone. The hair with the perfect visual warning label. From a pure styling perspective, though, the hair absolutely delivered on its mission to make us uncomfortable. Mission accomplished, hair team. 11. Lee Terry, blonde, extraordinary you. This one caught viewers off guard. Lee Terry going full bleached blonde as the dried squid elf, yes, that's actually his character name, was such a weird choice that it somehow looped back around to being brilliant. He's playing this philosophical school chef who's aware that they're all just characters trapped in a comic book. And that blonde hair is like a giant neon sign saying, "I don't belong in your normal high school drama logic." The whole point is that his look is wrong for the setting, and that's exactly why it works. Everyone else fits the typical student aesthetic, but his blonde immediately flags him as operating on a different level of awareness. It's visual storytelling for the trope-savvy audience, and honestly, fans were just thrilled to see him finally getting recognition, even in a supporting role. There were moments where the audience genuinely cared more about the dried squid elf and the other self-aware side characters than the actual main couple. His blonde made him instantly recognizable. 10. Yuk Sung-jae, blonde. Who Are You? School 2015. If we're ranking blonde, rebellious rich kids, Taekwang has to be near the top. His bright blonde in School 2015 was the textbook visual for troubled kid with a secret soft side. And it worked because it created this perfect contrast with Nam Joo-hyuk's clean-cut, dark-haired main lead. The blonde basically announced, "I'm the exciting option," before Taekwang even opened his mouth. But here's where it gets painful. That blonde amplified the second lead syndrome to devastating levels. The colors screamed rebellion and unpredictability, which somehow made his quiet devotion to Eun-bi even more heartbreaking. He even contributed to the OST with Love Song, which fans loved, and yet the writers still did him dirty. Why do they always do this to the blonde ones? His hair became the symbol of beautiful, tragic, unrequited love, and fans are still not over it. That blonde mop deserved a happy ending, and the fandom will die on this hill. 9. Lee Hyun-woo, gray, Morim School. This silvery gray situation was giving K-pop idol energy way more than it was giving martial arts student, but you know what? Fans weren't complaining. He played Shi-woo, this famous idol forced into a secret academy, and the sophisticated gray-silver color gave him instant rock star credibility. Even when the plot got a little questionable, it's a high school martial arts fantasy, take that as you will, the hair kept him photogenic through every ridiculous fight sequence. The icy tone worked beautifully on him, giving off this ethereal, cool glow under the dramatic lighting. And let's be honest, when he had that shower scene, yes, in a school drama, the gray hair just elevated the whole moment. Many viewers spent more time distracted by how good he looked than actually following the martial arts plot, which probably says something about our priorities. but the silver perfectly suited his character's famous idol out of his element vibe, and fans agreed it was one of his strongest visual eras. Number 8. Kim Dami, dark hair with blonde highlight and Itaewon class. Joey So's two-toned bob wasn't just hair, it was a personality assessment. That dark base with the severe blonde highlight cutting through it was genius-level character design. No soft blending, no subtle ombre, just a harsh, intentional divide that screamed, "I'm brilliant, slightly unhinged, and I don't do compromise." The hairstyle became so synonymous with her character that you couldn't separate the two. What's fascinating is how fans obsessed over every detail of that styling. Many called it a total cook from the style team, and they're right. The stark contrast visually represented her black and white morality at the start. But here's where it gets interesting. In episode 14, when Yiso has her big character development moment, eagle-eyed fans noticed the blonde shifted slightly. People actually debated whether that subtle color change symbolized her growth and repentance, like the hair was a moral barometer tracking her journey from aggressive ruthlessness to something more nuanced. 7. Han So-hee, brown, the world of the married. Han So-hee as Yo Dak-young had this warm caramel brown hair that was deliberately chosen to make her look softer and more alluring while still maintaining that wealthy, sophisticated edge. It's honestly impressive how calculated the styling was. That caramel tone brightened her entire complexion and made her look youthful and fashionable, exactly what you'd expect from the wealthy young woman who steals the husband. She became iconic as this character, and the backlash was intense both in and out of the show. But here's the sneaky part. The stylists paired that flattering hair color with high-end makeup, bright fuchsia lips, flushed cheeks, to keep the audience visually captivated even while we morally despised the character. It's what fans would call defensive styling. The hair color was working overtime to justify the male lead's betrayal by making her undeniably attractive on screen. That's some psychological warfare disguised as a salon appointment. Number 6. Park Yoon-suk, light gray, the penthouse. The light gray hair worn by Park Yoon-suk in his primary role as Logan Lee was a definitive element of the high-stakes visual language in the drama The Penthouse. The choice of such a sharp, bold, light gray/platinum color was crucial for establishing Logan Lee as an outsider and a dangerous, wealthy force operating against the standard, dark-haired chaebols, conglomerate heirs of Herapolis. His sophisticated, cool-toned styling matched his character's calculating nature as he sought revenge against those who wronged his family. 5. Kim Hee-soon, light pink, Tomorrow. Kim Hee-soon's light pink hair as a Grim Reaper in Tomorrow was unexpected in the best way. She's literally managing a crisis team that prevents suicides, heavy, serious work, but she's doing it while looking like she just stepped out of a high-fashion editorial. That pink was perfection. The soft shade gave her this ethereal quality without making her look juvenile or unprofessional, which is a delicate balance to strike. She's high-ranking in the mythological hierarchy, dealing with literal death, but the pink kept her feeling modern and fashion-forward. Fans called her the Pink Princess immediately, and honestly, even when she's taking silly selfies, the hair elevates everything. It proved that bold, feminine colors can absolutely work for characters carrying serious weight. She's managing the afterlife in phenomenal style, and that pink hair is somehow both whimsical and completely credible for someone in her position of power. 4. Jang Geun-suk, dark brown, Mary stayed out all night. The Asia Prince and his legendary mane, we have to talk about it. For years, Jang Geun-suk was synonymous with long, gorgeous hair, and Mary Stayed Out All Night was basically his hair's magnum opus. As Moo-gyul, the free-spirited indie rocker, his long, slightly messy dark brown hair was absolutely essential to the entire character. Fans straight up said the hair proved to be worth the cost of admission alone, and they weren't exaggerating. The dark brown color and that shaggy length immediately set him apart from the neat, suited-up second lead, which is exactly how you establish the messy rocker versus polished chaebol dynamic that romantic comedies live for. Even when the drama leaned hard into basic tropes, excessive wrist grabbing, unnecessary piggyback rides, you know the drill, his hair kept people invested. The audience loyalty to his visual identity was so strong that when he later cut it short and went reddish curly for Pretty Man, fans were genuinely confused and a little betrayed. But that long, dark brown Mugyo look, that's the definitive image of his rocker phase, and it's still what people picture when they think of him. 3. Kim Hyun-jung, light brown, Boys Over Flowers. Let's take it way back to 2009 and the drama that ruined an entire generation's expectations for second leads. Yoon Ji-hoo's light brown hair with those soft bangs was specifically designed to make him look delicate and ethereal, the complete visual opposite of the main lead's aggressive curly hair situation. That color choice cemented the whole flower boy aesthetic, making him seem artistic and sensitive, especially in those violin scenes, with the dramatic lighting making him look practically angelic. Here's the thing though, despite the absolutely gorgeous styling and Boys Over Flowers being a massive hit, critics pointed out that his actual performance was pretty one-note. Some fans called him a robot who doesn't emote very well. So the light brown hair was doing serious heavy lifting, establishing his sad, delicate second lead trope so effectively that it compensated for other performance gaps. Early Hallyu hits used this strategy a lot, create such a strong visual aesthetic that the audience fills in the rest. And honestly, fans were so busy reading subtitles back then that many probably didn't even notice the lack of expression variation. The hair did its job, made us fall for the character even when the acting was serving mannequin energy. 2. Lee Dong-wook, reddish-brown, tail of the nine-tailed. We're getting into elite territory now. Lee Dong-wook's reddish-brown hair in Tail of the Nine-Tailed wasn't just a color choice. It was a visual translation of his Gumiho essence. That deep, rich shade immediately evoked fox fur, fire, and ancient power. It captured his mysterious, sometimes moody aura perfectly, and honestly, it felt like he was born to have that exact color. The reddish-brown worked because it made his mythological status visible. You looked at him and thought, fox spirit, before anyone even mentioned it in dialogue. Fans agreed he and Kim Bum absolutely nailed their roles and visual portrayals. Though, let's be real, even diehard fans admitted the main romance felt built and not natural at all. Some viewers were basically dragging themselves through episodes just for the visual mastery of Lee Dong-wook in that reddish brown. Kim Bum as Lee Rang was carrying the emotional weight, but Lee Dong-wook was the visual anchor that kept people watching. That hair color was doing mythological storytelling on its own. Top number 1. Kim Woo-bin, blonde, officer black belt. Seeing Kim Woo-bin, an actor known for intense, often intimidating roles, show up with bright blonde hair and officer black belt was genuinely shocking in the best way. This is a massive departure from his usual dark-haired tough guy persona, and that's exactly why it's so effective. He plays Lee Jung-do, this ordinary guy with exceptional martial arts skills. And the blonde emphasizes his playful personality in a way dark hair never could. It makes the character feel lighter, more accessible, more action comedy than brooding drama. He's showing range, showing he can do comedy and action with a smile instead of just heavy dramatic roles. That teaser image of him delivering a powerful punch with that confident grin while rocking blonde hair, it's the perfect contrast. He's got a 9th degree black belt, but looks like he just came from hanging out at the beach. It's bold, it's unexpected, and it absolutely works. A blonde isn't just hair, it's announcing a whole new chapter. So drop a comment and tell us, did we miss someone who looked absolutely unhinged with their colored hair? We want to hear your picks, even if you completely disagree with our ranking. And if you're sitting here thinking, what should I watch next? We got you. Check out the 17 K-drama actors who look irresistibly hot with long hair. Go check it out if you haven't already.